I have a suspicion that today is one of those days I'm going to really regret having a 4K camera. Hi everybody on Patreon. This is Heather from Sister Wigs, and this is yet another makeup trial. In this case, folks voted for the Enduring Love palette from Sydney Grace. So we're gonna tear into this. I'm gonna give you most of the nitty-gritty details of my swatching and experience so far, and then I'm gonna demo two different looks kind of on the fly, see what I can get away with, and then do something else during the live stream on Friday. And by the way, we have live streams on the main channel at 8 p.m. on Friday nights. So, you know, come be our date. We'll hang out, play with makeup and hair. It'll be fun. I am wearing a base today. I try to go very minimalistic with the base makeup and everything else for these makeup trials, particularly with eyeshadows, because I want to see how they look with my skin. But I'm very broke out. I have substantial breakout going on right now. Of the swatches I did, again, on my perfectly smooth, perfectly peach silicone floppy skin, as well as my own arm, an indoor soft white light. So that's gonna be hanging out on the screen while I read to you some things from the Sydney Grace website about this particular eyeshadow palette. They have two different versions of the Enduring Love palette. They have the light one and the deep one. I went with the light one, obviously, because I'm like mega pale. Though I'm not afraid of the deep one either. It might be very pretty. It's just that wouldn't look particularly nude on me. This one might stand a chance. Hence the theme, Have I Got Nudes for You? So Sydney Grace says, our Enduring Love palette is a tribute to some of the greatest love stories in history. Read more below to find out for whom the shadows are named. So here we go. Enduring Love is a cool-toned palette that offers soft, smooth colors for an easy, everyday, neutral look paired with deeper and brighter pressed pigments for a night out or just a pop of color for a day at the office. This palette is really versatile. And then the names of the colors are like Romeo and Juliet, Devotion, Darcy and Elizabeth, Albert and Victoria, Passion, Boaz and Ruth, John and Abigail, and Cherish, and Robert and Deanna. Oh, that's them. Oh, that's adorable. It says right here, this isn't a couple so Robert and Deanna, this isn't a couple you'll find in the history books or a novel, but their history is our history. These shades were named for our parents. You can read more about their story at this link. Oh, it's on their Instagram. Okay. I kind of need to look. The bottom right are the names of our parents. They have been married for over 50 years. Our father was in the military for over 20 years. He was on the flight crew, which meant he was away from home for months and months at a time. Our mom stayed by his side and took care of the 4 kids, house, etc. while he was away. Our dad is extremely smart and is good at almost everything. He can be handed a piece of music and jump right into singing the bass part without hardly practicing. He is built for... These people know how to tell a narrative. Wow, this is good. This is super good. I can see why people are so into them. They're very good at telling their story. Like, major props from like one marketer to another. That is gorgeous what they're doing here, and it's so authentic. It's just, I love it. Great marketing. It's like almost got me teary-eyed. It's wow. All three, I'm such a sap, you guys. Okay, so all 3 of the girls in our family respect our dad so much that if he had said no to our husbands when he went to ask to marry us, we wouldn't have said yes to them. Luckily, that didn't happen. And they talk about their mom and how she's super smart and super talented. And she allowed us to have any animal we wanted: horses, ponies, dogs, cats, goats, sheep, pigs, bunnies, etc. She is amazing. So that's That's wonderful. That's such a beautiful sentiment. So that's really cool. I'm glad we shared that moment together. Some beautiful colors. This is a very beautiful color story that they've got going on here. And you can see I kind of like wrote notes about it. I also wrote some more notes than that. I looked at Temptalia's review after I was done swatching it myself. And I was not as impressed as they were, honestly. Victoria was barely visible when applied, even when moist. Passion, Darcy, a lot of the mattes I had some trouble with. And on Darcy, there's this like weird white spot that I can't really scrape off. Mildly disconcerting. But I will say that some of the shimmers are a delight. They were so much fun to swatch, and they applied beautifully. They look great here. They look great on my arm. They were really, really fun. So I really liked Romeo, Albert, Devotion, Elizabeth, Deanna, John. Ruth is also very pretty. That's this teal color here, but it also has a black base. So the shimmer is teal, but it has a black base, and that black base kind of stains, which also is something worth noting. There's carmine in some of the colors, and it's hard to find out which colors exactly. And the reason why that's worth noting is twofold. It stains, and it can also irritate your eye, particularly if you put it really close to like your waterline or near your eye. Some people are very sensitive to it. And another thing is it prevents the palette from being vegan because it's like crushed up little bugs. But it does deposit a very beautiful color. It is a natural color, and it has been used for centuries in cosmetics. So there you go. And we're gonna have fun, but I'm probably not going to be using this Darcy color because I don't trust it. She looks like a shady one. So, I kept it really soft on this side. So what did I do? Well, I made some mistakes and then I corrected them. That's what I did. So, the colors that I used were Romeo, which I put all over the lid, and then Juliet here, and then I used Passion here, and then I mixed Albert and John together in my pan with a little bit of my Inglot Duraline, blended them together and lined my eye with it, which made it kind of like a silvery color, but not quite as cool as a silver, which was a good call because some of it got down here. I made a real mess. Let's get wacky with it with this other side, by the way.
Yeah. Get through to yeah. If you let your guard down, baby, this is what I'll do. Come on, baby. Love you, I will love you, I will love you like a queen. I will take you to a place you've never been. Love you, I will love you, I will love you like a queen. I would love to take you to a place you've never been. What is trouble in your mind? Baby, why can't you just tell me? I just wanna be your bride, wanna be. I wanna give our love away. You're not letting me, yeah, get through to you. Yeah, if you let your guard down, baby, this is what I'll do. I'll do. Love you, I will love you, I will love you like a queen. I will take you to a place you've never been. Love you, I will love you, I will love you like a queen.
I maintain that this look would have looked really cute, this dramatic side-eye hair. This would have looked really cute if I would have done it on both sides and put some lashes on. But when it's up against that really demure, kind of understated pastel eye, it looks like I have a black eye. It looks like I got into a fight and lost it spectacularly. And yeah, it looks pretty goofy. These are the things I do for my art. I made a mistake again, and this is kind of why I like to do these trials. Is that I did discover once I got it on my eye that this Elizabeth color up here in the corner definitely has some carmine in it. And it is definitely irritating my eye just a smidge. But that's all right, it looks fierce, and I plan to wash it off as soon as I'm done with this. But just kind of keep that in mind if you have sensitive skin or you have sensitive eyes like I do. Maybe don't duplicate this exact look. I did put a little bit of that teal Ruth color up in here to give it kind of like a peacockish, almost shimmer. I really went with like, almost like Crisco highlighting. I went with like super, super intense shimmer here on the inside. So let me just break it all down, because this is a lot, all right? I used the Cool Cookie again, but I went a lot heavier with it up here than I did on this side. Devotion here. I put John right in the center here, like this small little area here. So that's the brightest color here is this John, and underneath it is Devotion. The next layer over is that Elizabeth color, which is actually down here as well. I put Ruth right up against my lash line on the top and the bottom, and that's that teal color with the black base. I took Abigail and blended it with Boaz and did the same, just kept building up that outer edge. Took a little bit of that on the inside here as well. There's also a little bit of the leftover John that was on my brush with that Devotion mix up here in this area of my brow highlight. I think I'm gonna stick to my initial assessment of this. It's fun to play with. The color story is outrageous, and the story behind it is really beautiful too, as I explored earlier with you guys. And I think it's really beautiful. I don't know if it's $58 beautiful. That's up to you, but I think it was very fun to play with. I like the color story. I like the versatility. The shimmers are really great. The mattes are kind of meh, but you know what? The shimmers are almost worth it. And as I mentioned, it's kind of fun to support an indie brand that has such a penchant for backstory. I appreciate a good yarn. And if it's true, all the better. Thank you for being a patron, and I will see you guys hopefully Friday. Bye!